Hello again, everybody. What are we doing today? I've got the bathtub out of the bathroom, and it is in, well, half in the living room and half in the kitchen. But what we need is, you can see, here is a drain, and this threads into this piece, and this is what goes under the floor, with the other piece threaded through it, and then the pipe comes out of here. When you drain your bathtub, this is what takes the water and puts it away. That's where we want the water to go. We want the water to go away. So this is our taking the water away piece that goes in goes on the bottom of the floor. Anyway, since this kind of tub is made for feeding or watering animals, the drain plug is right down here, you can see, and that is how you would normally drain this tub. But since we are using it in a manner that it is not intended, which is as a bathtub, we need to put a hole in it right here. So I have a hole saw. Okay, let's take this out. And this is the little drain to close it. Push it down, and it holds itself closed, as you can see. And then to open it, you just push here, and it pops up. So no drain to lose or anything like that. It has a little rubber washer on it to seal, I guess, against the tub. And our hole saw will actually fit over it. But it is small enough that you can see the washer comes out around it. So it's big enough for this to go through. It won't have to thread through it. It will actually slide through it, which is good. That way all the threading will take place. And here, this will be under the floor, and it will just screw in like this. Yeah, well, it will be probably about that high, because we have the plywood on the floor, so yeah. But what we have to do is we have to make a hole in this, and I want it centered. Okay, so it's about 22 and a half, so that means it's going to need to go at about 11 and a quarter, about there. So, how far from the end? I am going to put it, I don't want it a foot away from the end. I want plenty of room to walk around in here when you're in the shower. So, let me get one more at 11 and a quarter on this end, so I have a good straight line. And then line that up with that. It should be straight right there. So let's go 4.5 inches. Let's go 5 inches. So right about there. Okay, something I'm noticing is that as I'm drilling, I'm pushing it down, and it is creating a recessed area. And that's recessed the wrong way. If I'm going to recess it, I need to go the other way so that the drain can sit down. Which I want to do that anyway, but if I can help the process, I will. So I'm going to flip this over. I'm going to put under it here, this back here. Put a board under it there. And then I'm gonna get in there and continue my drilling. Alright, now we had a hole in the bottom of the tub. Okay, so now we have a hole in this tub. So I bet this tub will no longer hold water. So let's take this and stick it down in here. Now, one problem that you get with this setup. Since this is a flat bottom, you can see this sits up. Even without the washer, it's going to sit up just a little bit. So there will always be just a little bit of water in here. But what if we can recess that hole and make it so that this will fit down in there and this will be recessed itself too. Let's see what we can do. Okay, so I guess you could use about anything, but this is part of an old pipe threader. You actually have dies that go inside here. You pull this and you put a die in there and it will hold it while you twist this around and thread a piece of pipe. But anyway, this is round. Just maybe we can make that work. I'll get you a different angle. Okay. I still can't really tell. But let me get, okay, with the washer on it, it's better. Still look. Without the washer, that is pretty much perfectly level with that. So, yeah, and this is all sloped downward. You probably cannot see that on camera because I'm looking in the camera and I can't see it. But that is all sloped downward into a cone shape here. A little recessed area, if you will. And like that, it is a perfect fit. Yeah. Of course, with the rubber washer, which is actually what will seal it, it sits it up a little bit. But there is a slope down to there. That. Water will definitely go that way. No problem. So now what I need to do, make sure it's all straight. And I'm going to get in here and I'm going to mark where this drain needs to be. Actually, it needs to move back just a little more away from this wall. It should be good right there. Yeah, you can see that. All right, let me cut a hole. Uh-oh. Battery time. with this thing down in here on the other side, when the bathtub or the bottom of the bathtub hits this rubber, it's going to have a seal on the bottom, and it's going to have the rubber gasket on the top too, so it should be double sealed right here. Okay, that's good. Now let's get the bathtub itself back in here and try to see if we can get the drain put in. Okay, so now I just need to stick the drain through, and then I'm going to try going under and putting this on. I'll come back up here to tighten the drain. Put this through just like that. Okay, I'm going to take this out. Put this box of nails to hold pressure on that, and I'll go down there and put the other piece on. Okay, so let's push the closed. It should be, there's all the way tightened up. Now, I got a bottle of water here, and it'll just run out on the ground if it leaks, I guess, but there we go. And I'm looking outside of the tub and I don't see anything. I think it's staying in there. Okay, I got a little bit more water here. All right, well, this is the next day. I'm back out here again, and I realized I did not get the footage of me actually tightening the drain. There's a special tool you're supposed to use. I don't have one, so I kind of improvised, and I'd like to show that. But also, I have left the tub sit overnight, and I was wanting to show you how it held water. So let's go in here and look. Okay, so there we go. We still have about an inch of water, the same amount that we had before in there. So it works well. It has not, you can see, the floor around here is dry. It's just cleaner back there. But yeah, bone dry. I don't feel anything back there. It's bone dry. It's just cleaner. It's a clean spot. Alright, so what we're going to do, since we know that it holds water, I still have to run a little bit more plumbing. I wasn't going to let any water out because I didn't want to get the ground wet, but it's raining outside, so I don't think it's going to make much of a difference. So let's go ahead. And I guess we're getting rid of all this stuff that was in the tub when I bought it. Some of it anyway. Yeah, it needs cleaned out good, but I mean, that's all right. It was sitting outside, so it got dusty and dirty on the inside. That's okay. But you can see it's draining out. Seems to be. All the water is coming from this side, going to that side. There may end up being a little residual water. It's not going to really hurt anything. Okay, so let me set this camera up and I'll show you how I tightened this up. So you can see that with this in there, you can't get to the inside of the drain. So this just comes out. It unscrews. just like that. And yeah, we're good. Alright, so there is a special tool that you can get that goes down and it hooks into these pieces that go across here. I don't have one, so I took a pair of needle nose pliers and just kind of stuck them down in there. And then you can use anything, and you just put some pressure on it and tighten it up. I don't want to tighten it severely because it's already tight, but that is how I tightened it. I just took my needle nose, took my hammer, and I caught the handle of the needle nose with the hammer and just twisted it, and it twisted down in there and it tightened right up, and that got it tight enough that it didn't leak. And that thinner washer that I found in that little kit was perfect. Yeah, there is just a little bit of water still left. And of course, there's water in the front here because this is lower than this is because the tank has a flat bottom, of course. Not much we could do. I guess we could recess that a little bit. It's not going to matter. This little bit of water here is not going to matter. But anyway, we'll tighten that back up. And there we go. Alright, so that has our tub plumbed in. Of course, like I said, I can't fit the finished floor under it because of the thickness of my floor material. But that's fine. I can put the finished floor all around it. And if I'm using linoleum, actually I may be able to because it's not going to add very much. But the threads for that drain just barely catch. Once you tighten them up, you get it buried down in there pretty good, and it compresses everything and it works well. But as far as getting it started, I had to put some weight on it, go under and twist a little fitting around. Now probably what I'll do is I'll screw the fitting to the bottom of the floor. I got more plumbing to do. Almost all of my drain lines are now plumbed. So I just have to hook the bathtub drain line up, and I'm going to bring it through. I've got a T at the bottom of the sink drain, and I'm going to T into it and just continue it on out of the house. So that way I've got all that set up. The toilet and the upper sink are plumbed into the septic tank already. It's already in the septic tank. Whatever you put down that hole, that toilet hole right there, goes straight to the septic tank now. So, works great. Of course, we've got a little bit more things to do. But for anybody that is wanting to use a stop tank like that for a bathtub, that's how you hook your drain up, or that's how I hooked mine up. Now, the actual piece, now that might usually go on the bottom of the bathtub and you might build the bathtub up. I'm not sure. I never even watched any videos on how to do it. I just bought the kit and put it in, and this is what I've ended up with. So, I don't really know for sure if that's what I'm supposed to do. Hey, it works. So, yeah. Anyway, like I said, anybody interested in doing a bathtub like this, that's the way I did it, and it worked. If you're just replacing your bathtub that's already in your house and you just want to put this back over it and screw the drain in, then it should work fine there too. But anyway, I guess that's going to be about it for this video. I appreciate everybody watching, and I'll see y'all on the next one.